know lots of you are really sad that my 30 days of Clean and Simple Christmas cards series is over. Look at all this wad of cards. Now, a lot of these will be going to my subscribers. So if you would like me to send you a Christmas card, you need to comment down below and email me your address. You must be a subscriber, and I will send as many out as I can. I might need to make more, so you might not get what's in this pile, but look at what we've made. I will show you step by step what we've done now, day by day, just as a little recap. Thank you so much for joining me over the last 30 days. And if you were on the premiere live chat last night, it was lovely to be there with you. It was really exciting for me. Now, I am going to be giving some cards away, sending Christmas cards to my subscribers. If you would like me to send you a Christmas card, it might not necessarily be one of these in here. You need to do a couple of things. You need to make sure that you are a subscriber. If you're not a public subscriber, if you could email me with proof that you are a subscriber, because obviously I've got to post this to you, and comment in the comments section, send me a card, and then email me your address. I do have a lot of people's addresses, but yeah, just make sure you do those things. Anyway, you might want to go and get a brew. Barry is on standby. If anybody wants a brew. Barry was my long time virtual barista who used to get up to all kinds of shenanigans. Maybe I'll resurrect him on my 60 But Sassy channel. Anyway, it is a beautiful sunny day and I've got things to do, and you've all got things to do. So let's crack on without further ado. This one was day one, and I just used those granulating watercolours. This is super smooth, 300 allegedly GSM card, but I'm not sure that it is. And I love just these little sparkles on it. We did a little bit of paint splattering, dead easy. You could just what's the word I'm looking for? I'm very tired. You could just do all your watercolouring bits. When that's drying, cut out all your stars, then do your stamping, then stick on your embellishments. Job's a good one. This one, I think, was a lot of people's favourite. So this was the hazel tree from Lavinia, but instead of using it vertically, we've used it horizontally and stamped off a little bit. And then I die cut all of these stars out of this gorgeous gold paper that looks as if it's like faux leather almost. Can you see the pattern in it? I love it. I have got a little bit of that left. It's very, very special. And I think these stars just look amazing. And then I've just hand drawn some strings and bows and stamped Merry Christmas. Dead easy. And again, you might not have this particular tree. I'm sure you will have a tree that is similar. And if it hasn't got a long enough trunk, you could draw the trunk. I'm sure you've got lots of star dies. You could use little star sequins for those. This one was, I cut a star and made my own stencil out of the waste, stenciled through it, and then stenciled through with another stencil. I think that is a really lovely hack. And of course, the other thing you could do is do your stenciling. Try and leave the middle clear, if that makes sense. Leave your mask in place, and then you could stamp a little scene. It would look lovely in a Christmas bauble shape. Yeah, I maybe shouldn't have done those gold dots, but you know, you live and learn. This one, not one of my favourites. I love this colour Lost Shadow. Sadly, I slipped and smudged this little bit of hill here, and I wish I hadn't gone round the edge of this house. I think I went round it in hickory smoke, and I wished I hadn't. But the thing about this was stamping and inking up the stamp and then spraying it with water, stamping it so you get a loose watercolory image. And if you swipe it with different colours, you'll get different colours in your watercolour. And then using another colour to stamp the image again. It's quite a nice effect. Love this Lost Shadow colour. This is a really, really cute one. I love this. I really love this. Again, Lost Shadow. These are the Hazel Eaton Christmas trees. Hold on, the cat wants to be let out. Go on then. Yes, Hazel Eaton trees. I'm not sure where the stars are from. I can't remember. Little bird is so cute. And just the little addition of some gems. Don't go mad with your gems is the advice that I would give you. Then we've got a tentfold card. I used, I cut a piece out And I've got this lovely die that leaves this gorgeous little stitched thing. If you haven't got a die like this, you could just cut out a rectangle using a craft knife if you don't have knives, and just do the tiniest little pattern around it. And then we used the waste from this house die to fill in the windows in a different colour, just to give it a bit of dimension. Again, that lost shadow and using an odd number of gems. Really like that one, actually. We have a little rocker card here, again using that gorgeous gold paper. It was a bit fiddly, this, with the twine. In retrospect, yeah, maybe not one to do on camera, but if you've got more nimble fingers than me, go for it. This, sorry if you can hear my husband blowing his nose. This was a Pinterest inspired card, and I just showed you how we took that idea and made it our own. This again, lovely mixed media artist card from Hazel. Some of these cards will be a bit grungy inside. I am sorry, they are handmade. This again was using non-traditional Christmas colours, and I think we used oxide inks. I think I used Rusty Hinge, maybe Antique Linen and Hickory Smoke. I can't quite remember. I'll have to go back and watch the video. And again, we watercoloured the stamp and then we stamped it again. Really like that. And then, oh yes, I splodged the Posca pen. I was going to do some dots with the Posca pen, and you can see some there. But then I've just smudged it and it gives a really nice little shimmer. That's the yellow sparkle Posca pen. This one I really like. Don't forget to use your scoreboard to just jazz up a plain white card background. It might have been better if we'd had it that way. But, you know, play around. What borders can you create on your card front? Little frame. And this was a Tim Holtz die that we inked up with just different shades of green oxide ink and some red gems to represent the holly berries. Little Christmas sticker there. Yes, I wished I hadn't written Merry there. This one was a favourite with a lot of you, using Lost Shadow again. And just stamped a little bird, coloured it in with the oxide inks, a little tiny gem there, drew in a hill, and use some glue and put the sparkly stuff on. A bit of twine just really makes that pop. This one was a favourite with a lot of you, the Bright. This is really a one layer card, so just do your watercolouring, set it all aside. You could be getting on with something else, then do all your stamping, bish bash bosh. Did a little bit of paint splattering. This was with the Dinkles, which I really, really do like. They give a very, very intense colour. Very highly pigmented, and I should say that I haven't been sponsored for any of these cards. It's all made with stuff that I've bought myself and out of my stash. This was a bit fiddly with this. You could just as easily have drawn a line, but I liked it. I like the simplicity of it. Again, another Tim Holtz die we've layered up, and a Let It Snow rub on. These are liquid pearls. They're very old and they've dried in a peak, but you could use whatever. Really like that card. This one, this was where I sprayed the back of the stencil where I'd done card number 3. If I just show you, where I'd heavily stenciled this. There was a lot of ink on the stencil and I sprayed it with water. My water has got a faint shimmer in it. And then just put it straight on this background, on this piece of card. Die cut. All is calm, all is bright. Really like that one, actually. I think a lot of these are going to go large because they're quite heavy. This one, lovely, really simple. I did make a mistake here with the stenciling, but this was stamping onto subtly patterned paper. You could do this on your inky backgrounds as well, just to create a kind of collage, foddery look. This was one of my favourites. Love this. And do you know, this, I know I keep banging on about it. It is quite expensive, this card. I think it's £7 for 30 sheets, but it is such good quality and does such a lot. Use little scraps to create this little bit. This is a Julie Hickey background stamp, and I just wanted to show you with this that using that idea, it's like a sketch, isn't it? Use your scraps to create a similar thing. Same idea, completely different looks by using different colours and patterned paper. This was, I forgot what day we're on now. Using a star, stamping over the die cut onto the paper and then colouring it in. We've gone a bit mad with the embellishments on this one, but actually because there's so little else going on, I think it kind of works. A lot of you liked this one with the profile word dies. I'm sure you will have similar things. Love this subtle patterned paper with this kind of gingerbread card. It's paler than craft card. Really like that. And then again, the same idea, but with the word merry, patterned paper, red, crisp and clean. Craft card, that same paper again, white, white enamel dots, heat embossing in white. White on craft card, I think, is a really nice look. And then that was just to show you what it looks like without the silhouette bit behind. And that was just some blending out of a scrap, stamping in the pink, just a bright modern card. This one a lot of you liked, so I used some pet tape, but instead of sticking it down, we've stuck the non-sticky bit to the back of this frame, and we've mounted the frame up on pads. Did a little bit of ink blending in the background and some stars. Maybe not a quick card, but I think it's a really inventive way of using those pet tapes. This one a lot of you really liked. So I had 2 dies from Tim Holt's Cityscape. I think Andrea, the Cumbrian crafter, said that she'd got them. I did some separate inking in, I think that's Morning Mist, different stars and snowflake bits. Die cut both of the dies in a combination of white, black and this colour. Decided that the black and this colour were the best. Cut them up because they're on one strip. Cut them up, cut some of them down to make them shorter. So again, look at your dies. You don't have to use them as they are. And then I've got very few of these left now. Little faceted black sparkle. And I think that's brilliant for a masculine card. This was a quick one. Using patterned paper that had particularly got sentiments on it and cutting it as if it's a bauble. I love that. Really, really love that. And a lot of you said that the strings did kind of bring it to life. And you could have done them in any colour. But I think the black just adds a pop of colour. And then I just did one bauble. I really like that one, actually. Really like that one very much. I know one shouldn't blow one's own trumpet, and I say that quite often. This is a lovely little die from Heffy Doodle. I think there's 6 in the set. It's got a lovely little stitched detail. This is the only time I think that we used an embossing folder, and I do have several Christmas embossing folders. There are things I wish I'd done differently about this one. I love the white and the red with a little bit of black. The little bird, I should have used a different ink to ink him up because he's gone a little bit splodgy, but somebody, I think it might have been Marguerite Peden, said it looks like he's got little feathers and a bit of texture to him. What I wish I'd done was not inked up all of the string. So here, for example, just from there, so you don't see it going up there, and for this one maybe just from there. It doesn't look quite right, but you know, you live and learn. This was another favourite. I just showed you how to, and again, you could just so easily do this on one layer of card. I've got 3 layers here, so this will definitely be a large letter. Using some Cosmic Shimmer, I think it was Midnight Blue, on an acrylic block, a square acrylic block, sprinkling it on, spraying with water, and you get this lovely background. And the thing about the Cosmic Shimmers, they have different pigments in them, different coloured pigments, and you never know what you're going to get. Some die-cut snowflakes covered with snow, and again some more gems. This was a favourite as well. So I'd cut out some snowflakes and thought, oh, I could use those as stencils. And Jenny, Jenny's Crafty Corner, had challenged me to make a card that was pink. I really love this one, actually. Really love this one. Just some simple little bit of gold splattering. I think the pink, bright pink gems just really pick up on this snowflake here. Yes. It's going to be hard to let some of these go, guys. Then this was using one stamp, but we stamped it several times on different papers, and I cut it up. And it's just to show you that really you can use the smallest scraps to get a decent effect. Most of you preferred this one. This was a really favourite one as well, where I showed you how to use a die as an emboss, to get an embossed effect. Now, I have got a very, very thin rubber mat, and it did partially cut. So I think I need to invest in a proper silicone mat to run through. But I really like that. I love the simplicity of that. It's a shame my sentiment isn't quite straight. This was using the granulated watercolours again. We did a couple of cards side by side. Happen to have the other one here because it's going to go to a subscriber. A lot of you preferred the lighter one. I actually quite like the moodiness of this. 5x7 card, Lavinia stamps. I've done it so that it looks as if, I think his name's Logan, is kind of leaping through all of the foliage. This one was quite a popular card. I mean, it's such a shame that I only get like between, I don't know, 50 and 100 views, as I've put so much effort into this. But a lot of people did like this and liked the fact that I've used bits that I would have thrown away. So this is Amazon packaging that I've ripped back to reveal the corrugated bit, and then these little bits of die cuts were out of the merest little bits of leftovers that I would have definitely thrown away. And this is gorgeous. I don't know what it is. Somebody said it was sisal. I'm not sure whether it is. It's a bit fine for sisal, but I really like that. And we could have put a gem on it, but no, I like the rustic look of that. Then I had some waste. We're nearly at the end, guys. Don't know about you, but I need a drink of water. So I'd got some alcohol ink backgrounds that were in my stash from a magazine commission that when I was experimenting. Love these quirky tree dies. They were $5.99 from Riverside Crafts. Well worth the investment. I need a little stag. Like a die cut stag to go with it. So I love this. I love the brightness of this, and not much more to say about that really. And then I had discovered that these dies also cut out the frame, which I think is brilliant. That's maybe a bit big, because that's definitely going to be a large letter, whoever gets this. So this was alcohol ink on holographic card, which gives a lovely effect. Yes. Then, another red and white one, but with a little bit of gold this time. I think somebody did say, could we have gold? And I've got this profile die. It does come with the other bit as well, but I just love the gold on that. And, do you know, part of me wishes I'd left this not coloured in now. And again, if you don't have this particular background stamp, you may have something similar. You may have a digital that you could print off that has got text on it. You may have patterned paper in your stash that you could use as the background. And I'm sure that you've got Christmas trees. You could even draw yourself a triangle, nice Hossley's triangle, and cut it out. And then just a couple of bits of stars. Then this was the one that was day 30. And actually, I don't think the thumb does it justice. Can you see the subtle shimmer? And now that the Snowfall grit paste has dried, can you see it just very gently glinting? I think the Snowfall grit paste is best used on clear or lighter surfaces, but I do like the subtlety of this. This is my husband's least favourite card. He says it's too busy, and maybe it is. But I think the little white snowflakes from the Posca pen just add to it. The stenciling with the acrylic paint didn't work. I don't know why. Maybe I hadn't got quite enough paint on my brush. And then there were a couple of bonus cards. So this was where I'd stenciled the tree onto this card, done the thing, I'm sure you've all done it before, of smooshing. But then I found this tree stamp, stamped it in forest moss, and the little Arctic fox. And then this was just using up some little bits that were on my desk. I found this on the floor. I've got a rug under my desk, and I thought, what's that glinting? I do hoover in here quite regularly, but obviously hoover had missed that bit. And this was just to show you that, you know, out of your funny shaped bits, you can make a card. So I think this is 3 inches by not quite 6. So yeah, there we go. So I will also leave in the description box instructions for what you need to do. And cards will be sent on a first come first served basis in terms of these ones. And anybody else who comments, what should I do? I'm going to leave the comments open. Well, I'll leave them open as long as, but just bear in mind as we get closer to December and Christmas post, it may be that you might not get your card for Christmas. But thank you so much for all of your support. If you can give any of my videos a hype, if you know any friends that are crafty who might like to join our little crafty tribe, that would be lovely. I am actually going to be back tomorrow, I think, with a Wing It Wednesday. Yes, so bye bye for now.